Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen and this is Weldon Whimsy, and you guys can tell that I'm not in my studio today. This is actually my living room, and look, tools, because of course there are. We're actually still in the process of like remodeling the kitchen, and so because of that, there's tools all over my house. And also my husband and I were getting just like stressed, overwhelmed from like the state of things. And so a few weeks ago, we were like, we have got to go on vacation somewhere because we didn't have anything booked. So we booked a kind of last minute trip to St. Thomas, and we spent a week there, and it was amazing. And we actually just got back. And while we were down in St. Thomas, we wanted to go over to St. John for a day. So we've actually been to St. John before. We've actually been there a few times, usually on like a cruise excursion, and we always go to Trunk Bay, of course. If you guys have been to Trunk Bay, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's beautiful. And then once we rented a house on St. John. This was back in like 2014. And while we were there, we wanted to explore a bunch of the different beaches on the island, and one of the beaches that we all loved was actually Honeymoon Beach. And up until like a few months ago, to access Honeymoon Beach, the only way to get there, like public to get there, was taking this trail, kind of parking like at the top of this mountain hill and kind of taking this trail like through the woods down into the beach, to the beach. And the beach is beautiful. It's like this huge piece of sandy beach, and the water is like perfect, and there were turtles, and it was like not super wavy. It was like my idyllic beach. And it's actually next to Solomon Bay, if you guys know where that's at. Anyway, after we were done for the day, my husband, because we were with two of our friends, my husband went and got the car, and then he drove down to kind of like Caneel Bay Resort Road, and we walked all the way up it, and he picked us up, and that was that. And I just always had this in the back of my head, like this beautiful resort place, and I'm like, we have to go there. So while my husband and I were at St. Thomas like a week ago, and we were thinking, where do we want to go in St. John? I kept thinking like Honeymoon Beach, you know, because it was so beautiful. And I wanted to see turtles. And again, the only way right now to get to Honeymoon, like as I'm doing research on how to get there, like by walking, not hiking through the woods, the only way is by getting like transportation from Caneel Bay. And I knew that Caneel Bay was like a private resort. So that's what the video is about. So, sorry, my dog's barking. Basically in 2017, there was a hurricane which took out Caneel Bay Resort. It's actually really sad. There's some videos, if you look, like you can look on YouTube, of some people like kind of illegally trespassing, to go and look at it. We just went in September, and there's like chain link fences everywhere. So you couldn't get to it if you wanted to. I mean, I guess you could, but I didn't want to. I did take some footage of the like devastation that's still, you can still see it from the beach. It's really sad, honestly, but the beach itself is so beautiful, and it was just opened up to public in August. So it's still kind of like a hidden gem. So if you're planning on going to St. Thomas or St. John in the next few months, like definitely check it out. It was not a bad walk. I took some video, so let's get to the videos. Let's get to that part, and you guys can see just how beautiful it is. This is inside Red Hook Ferry Terminal, and this is where you get your tickets at. We paid $32.60 for round trip tickets, so it was $8.15 basically per trip, if that makes sense for the two of us. And then this is the ferry. Okay, across here is the car barge, because they also have a car barge like kind of at the same ferry terminal that you could take over. But I don't know, it was $35 to take the car there, $15 to bring it back. I just thought it would be a little too stressful trying to do that. Also, part of the fun of ferrying over to another island is that like you get a fun boat ride out of it. This is coming into the port at St. John, and here we are disembarking from the ferry.
Hello, folks.
That's my husband. When you get off the boat, you'll follow the crowd, and to the left up here is where the taxi buses wait, and then to the right is some shopping, and there's actually really a good spice shop here where you can get like hot sauces and Caribbean spices. So this is kind of the taxi area, and typical on Caribbean islands, they're gonna wait till that whole bus is full before they leave. So while we were the only two people on our bus going to Caneel Bay, there were a lot of other people going to Trunk Bay. We only paid $8 per person. I'm not sure what they were charged, but basically they were just gonna drop us off and keep going, which is fine. And then also, this is a beautiful view, and when we went on a Disney cruise in the past, headed to Trunk Bay, they actually stopped and let us take pictures, which is kind of funny, because this guy did not do that. So this is the entrance to the Caneel Bay Resort, and this is exactly where we were dropped off by the taxi. I was a little nervous because I didn't know what type of walk we had ahead of us, but it was not that bad. It was probably like 8 to 10 minutes, and it's fun, you know, like things I've never really seen before. So the walk went by really quickly. And then also seeing kind of like all these old buildings and the old plantations, even though it was behind a chain link fence, it made the walk quicker. So I think that the park system on St. John is actually taking this over. That is why we were able to go to this beach. It opened up to the public in August, but it really is so beautiful. So I hope that one day it progresses where the public can even see those old plantation buildings, because they really are beautiful. And that sign says Caneel Beach that way. And there was this small little pathway. And look how gorgeous this is. Directly across from the Caneel Bay Beach is actually Sapphire Beach. And those red roofs are the Sapphire Beach Resort and Marina, which is where we were staying. So that's really cool. And here is my husband snorkeling. He loves to snorkel, so I have many, many videos of him just kind of bobbing his head in the water. But he actually saw a sea turtle on this snorkeling trip, and he saw, I think, a stingray, and he saw a whole bunch of fish. So over on the right side of the beach. So if you guys go, definitely check that out. The right side of the beach is a lot rockier than the left side, and these are some of the things that I'm assuming were washed up to shore. There's like some coral in there and just a whole bunch of rocks. We didn't actually see too many shells at this beach.
Oh, look at that one. That one's cool. And a little wax.
And then this is some more of the ruins, and then over on the right it used to be a golf course. And these are some of the actual hotel rooms that were taken out by the hurricane.
So these are Caneel.
On our way out from the beach, there was this big field to the left, and this is the small path you can walk to get to the beach. And then here you turn left to go back up to the main road. Look at these cute little baby chicks. They were up by the front of the resort. This is Caneel Beach, absolutely worth it and very much still a hidden gem.